Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing something that has been off the radar for quite a long time. We're going to be doing some Project F stuff today. The Mustang is effectively sorted, the Bonneville's out of here. Now it's time for us to return our attention to the Camaro. So I don't know if you guys remember last we left off. Basically the whole engine is ready to go. There's still quite a bit that we need to do to this, but it's effectively done. It's all put together. There's some stuff on the front cover or the front accessories that need to be done. We need to plug up those coolant passage holes in the front just like on the Bonnevilles. Also, the biggest hurdle that we had with this was the supercharger inlet, because this is going to be coming up next to the firewall. There's not a lot of clearance. It's something we wanted to avoid this entire time, but it's kind of going to be inevitable. We're definitely going to have to cut up the case in some way. I mean, we'll know for sure once we can get this under the Camaro and, you know, check the measurements and stuff. But yeah, we're definitely going to need to chop it. We're pretty confident of that. So we're thinking about removing the bypass valve here. I've read online people doing this and, you know, daily driving, and it's relatively fine. It just means that no boost is going to be bypassed. I'm just going to run on boost. But that'll give us more room. And then we're thinking about cutting it back up to about right here. And we're still planning on coming out the driver's side. That's definitely the goal. And we now have somebody who can weld aluminum, so we're just going to get measurements and see what we can do about that. Today, I'm going to be seeing about getting the flywheel and clutch on. We got this resurfaced. It has been sitting for quite some time, so it has gotten a little bit of rust. It just surface rust, so once the clutching cages, I think it'll take care of that. But we got this balanced since the L67 internals, and then they never came with a manual transmission. These flywheels are heavier than the flex plates, so we got them balanced the same. We took the L67 flex plate and balanced the flywheel the same as the flex plate, so should be good with that. We're gonna go ahead and put those on. We got some ARPs, new stuff, long bolts that work for it, and then we also got this new throwout bearing or slave cylinder. This is replacing the one that broke. Should be good to go, and we're just going to have to, I believe, unbolt the bell housing and remove it from the shaft, get it bolted in place, and then put back in place and bolt it together, because there's no way you can actually really slide this on the input shaft and get it in place. The bell housing needs to come off for us to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Alright guys, we got the bell housing off. Now that it's off, I should easily be able to get the new slave cylinder on there. I actually don't think I have the bolts that go to it. I'll need to look around for it, and all this time that's passed, I think they've just gone missing. So I'm going to go ahead and search for those. But I'm going to go ahead and get the slave cylinder on, and then put this back on and bolt it in, so you can see kind of what I mean, how you can't get it on with the bell housing on there. Alright guys, so I got that in there. So those lines are going towards the outside of the bell housing. Now I'm going to lift it up, thread the input shaft through there into place, and then I'm going to bolt it in with those bolts. Alright guys, the new slave cylinder is in place. You can see it lines up with the bolt holes there. I'll just need to find bolts that work with that. But now that this is replaced, we should be good to bolt this onto the motor, and yeah, should be good to go. This is a Luke or a Luck Schaeffler, I don't know. Something, it's off Rock Auto. This was highly recommended, and should be good replacement for what we had. So yep, just got all these lined up. And you can see it was, I mean, unless you remove that dowel pin and remove that and unscrewed this, I don't think there'd be any way for you to put this on without having to take the belt housing off. So I'm going to go ahead and look around for those bolts, and then we'll go ahead and return our attention to the engine over there and get the flywheel, clutch, and pressure plate on. Alright guys, so I just got the flywheel up and on here. There's only one way that this can go in, so you just kind of need to rotate it until it looks like all the bolt holes line up with these slots here. We're going to be using these. They're ARP 234 1001. So these are cam bolts, but they're the same thread and length that you need for this. So we're going to go ahead and torque them down to spec, and you saw this on our part where we basically already did this. So not going to show much of it, just going to get these on and torque down. Alright guys, so I got that all torqued down. I just used this piece of metal to wedge it so it wouldn't rotate. Now we should be good to put the clutch and flex plate on. Basically the clutch here is sandwiched between the flywheel and the flex plate. So you need this clutch alignment tool to make sure it is completely straight on. And something that I've read online and seen is so the alignment tool's in here, but it's flexing downwards. You do kind of put a little bit of upwards pressure on it so it stays flat and true. So when we go ahead and put the clutch in, once we put the transmission in, it'll line up properly, because you can see I'm lifting up right now. You can see how much movement there is if I let go. So that will affect the transmission going in, and you don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the flex plate in place and get a bolt in and pretty much just negotiate it on. Alright guys, so I got just two tightened down, but basically the principle with this clutch alignment, like I said, is just want to give it a little upward pressure and then see it can be removed easily and go all the way into the pilot bearing. That's what you want, just so it's smooth. You don't want it binding up. If you tighten this down and you can't remove this easily, then you probably need to adjust the clutch more. So I'm going to go ahead, leave this in, tighten the rest down, see if I can pull it out, but I've already got two tightened down, so just going to go ahead and start doing that and torque them to spec. Alright guys, the flex plate and clutch are effectively in now. It is completely aligned, as you can see. Very easy to get this in and out. It's not binding up on anything, so the input shaft from the transmission should be able to slide in easily. I'm going to go ahead and start torquing these down, and we'll go ahead and end it off there. Alright guys, got this all torqued down, and it's not binding up on anything, so this should be good to go to get the transmission on. I'm not going to be doing that today, but just wanted to get this process good, so once Tristan comes over next, we can both just get this on real quick. So I ended up finding the right bolt. I couldn't find another one, but this one works, so I'm just going to go to the parts store and get a second one. But this should all be ready to go ahead and put onto the motor here. Clutch and everything's all on, so pretty good progress today, I would say. I think that's going to end it off. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. See you in the next video.